So let's start with the border and the border bill. Now, again, depending on what news station you watch, there was this perfect border bill that was bipartisan, and then, it was clear President Trump was going to be the nominee, and he came in and killed it. Is that true? And where were you on that border bill? And what is the solution going forward?
Yeah, the border issue is frustrating because that was one of the first votes I took when I showed up as a new member of the House. And we passed H.R. 2, which was the strongest and best border bill we've ever passed in the history of our Congress. And we did that because the border's been wide open, and we've seen over close to 12 million illegal immigrants come across. And in addition to that, people that want to do harm to our country. And we see increased cartel activity and even locally issues with our base security and whatnot. And we know that every state has become a border state, and it's no one will deny that between the fentanyl crisis to human trafficking crisis to just the increase in violent crimes and cartel activity, it's increased everywhere. So no one is denying, at least on our side, that the border is wide open and is a problem. We passed that bill, and I want people to think back to when Joe Biden first took office, and by executive order, he stopped building Donald Trump's wall. And when I went to Arizona and saw an incomplete wall, and we saw wires hanging off of street lamp poles where they were supposed to have lights and cameras, and the Border Patrol would tell us everything is stored in a warehouse. And, oh, by the way, the taxpayers are paying to store the parts of the wall and the lights and the cameras that the president, via executive action, stopped all that progress. And when you talk about the other border bill, that because the Senate never took up H.R. 2, we passed it out of the House, and it just sat, and the Senate continues to sit there. When the Democrats brought a much weaker version of a border bill and then kick and scream because we wouldn't pass their by the way, much weaker version, you could literally change so many things by just executive action, and you haven't done that. They could restart building the border wall, make sure we're supporting our Border Patrol. There was funding for technology, keeping Remain in Mexico policies. There was a lot of good things in H.R. 2. The watered down version was not going to be helpful. It was not something that I would support. I wanted the strongest, most loudest message we could send, because when you talk to Border Patrol about why the increase in activity, they say, they know the cartels are smart down there. They know that there's no repercussions for them to traffic people across the border and charge people thousands of dollars. And they see them decked out in head-to-toe camouflage. They put carpets under their shoes so they can't track them. They're using night vision goggles. I mean, they don't have to pay any taxes or any bills, right, on their side. So I want the strongest possible measures that I can put in place. And for the administration to say that their option was the best, they literally could fix the problem overnight via executive action, and they haven't done it. So that needs to be remembered. Oh, by the way, we have a vice president who is now the Democrat presidential candidate who was given that job, who never went to the border.
Right. Border czar never went to the border.